Welcome to the last session of chapter number 2, acid, base and salt. In previous video, we have discussed about some of the important compounds, how they are prepared and where they are used. In that, we have discussed about common salt, that was NaCl. We have also discussed about sodium hydroxide, that is NaOH. Also, we have taken a glance of how bleaching powder is prepared and where bleaching powder is used. What are the uses of bleaching powder? After that, we have discussed about plaster of Paris, how it is prepared, and also we have discussed that where plaster of Paris is used. You must also know the formula of gypsum, that is CaSO4 into 2H2O. Hemihydrate of calcium sulfate, that is our plaster of Paris. Hemihydrate means in a compound half of H2O is present. In today's video lecture, we are going to understand about the sodium hydrogen carbonate and sodium carbonate. So let's start our journey. First, we are going to discuss about baking soda. And this baking soda, its chemical formula is NaHCO3. It is also called sodium hydrogen carbonate. It is called sodium hydrogen carbonate, and it is also named as sodium bicarbonate. So the chemical name of baking soda, that is sodium hydrogen carbonate or sodium bicarbonate, and its formula is NaHCO3. Now this baking soda, where it is used, so you know that to make crispy pakoras it is used. Also we know that it is as a antacid. Right now we have studied that in our stomach there will be secretion of HCl, secretion of pepsin and secretion of mucus. But due to more secretion of HCl, it will give us the acidic medium in stomach. And if the acid is more, it will give us irritation to the stomach, which is called as acidity. So to neutralize that acidic effect, we can use baking soda as an antacid. So baking soda is also used as an antacid. Now, for different reactions, in different productions, this baking soda is also used as a reactant. Now, how this baking soda is prepared? So let's try to understand it with the help of one reaction. Common salt, when it reacts with water, in presence of water, and from that, if carbon dioxide gas and NH3, that's ammonia. If ammonia is passed, we will study this type of process in higher standard, but right now we are taking the approach only from the class of 10. NaCl means the salt, common salt in aqueous medium. It reacts with the water of liquid form, and from that, if carbon dioxide and ammonia gas is passed from the solution, it will give us NH4Cl aqueous and NaHCO3 gaseous form. NH4Cl in gaseous form and NaHCO3 in solid form. This is our sodium hydrogen carbonate. Now, when this sodium hydrogen carbonate, before that here I am writing the name, ammonium chloride, and this is sodium hydrogen carbonate. Now when this sodium hydrogen carbonate it is heated when the sodium hydrogen carbonate or the baking soda is heated. Let's see what happens. By heating it, we will get Na2CO3 plus H2O plus carbon dioxide gas is released. So this is a preparation of sodium hydrogen carbonate, or it is also called our baking soda. How it is prepared? Common salt, it reacts with water, and from that aqueous solution carbon dioxide and ammonia gas is passed. So by doing this, we will get sodium hydrogen carbonate or our baking soda in solid form, and NH4Cl, ammonium chloride, will be released in form of gas. If we heat this sodium bicarbonate, here you can see that we have to balance the reaction, and I think now the reaction is balanced. 2 mole of sodium hydrogen carbonate means baking soda, it is heated to give us sodium carbonate. So by heating sodium bicarbonate or sodium hydrogen carbonate, what we are getting? We are getting sodium carbonate. So this can be asked, that by heating sodium hydrogen carbonate, what we are getting? We are getting sodium carbonate. So this can be asked as its preparation. Now let's see that where at this baking soda is used. So already we know that it is used to make the pakoras crispy. It is also used as an antacid. Now let's try to understand some of the important thing about this baking soda. Now let's talk about uses of baking soda. So first of all, we must know that it is used in preparation of baking powder. Now what is baking powder? Baking powder is a mixture of baking soda plus edible acid like or such as tartaric acid. We can say it like this, that NaHCO3 plus H plus, it will get result into water plus carbon dioxide plus salt of sodium, right, which we can use as a baking powder. So in preparation of baking powder, this baking soda is used. So this is our first uses of baking soda. Here you can see that the carbon dioxide gas which is released during the reaction, and this carbon dioxide, you know that it's responsible to make cake soft. Okay, so due to this carbon dioxide gas only, the cake, it will become spongy, right? Here salt of sodium, or we can also call it like sodium salt of acid. So just correct it, that is sodium salt of acid. This carbon dioxide is useful to make cake spongy. The second use of baking powder is as a antacid, that already we discussed. Also we discussed that the pakoras it become crispy. In that also this first reaction is responsible. It works as antacid, which gives relief towards the acidity, which neutralize the more amount of secretion of acidity in stomach. So we can say that NaHCO3 plus HCl, it will give us carbon dioxide plus water plus salt, right? So in the process of neutralization of more acid which is secreted in stomach, this baking soda is used. As a third use of this baking soda, it is in fire extinguishers. It is used in fire extinguishers to extinguish the fire which it is caused. So these are the main uses of baking soda. We also know that the baking soda, it is used for preservation of milk, right? Question can be asked to you that why milkman adds baking soda in milk, because it is an alkaline, so it decreases the acidity of the milk, so it will take more time, right, to get converted into curd, so it can be stored for a long time. Now let's understand the another compound, that is our washing soda, that is Na2CO3, which is also called sodium carbonate. It is called sodium carbonate. Now how this sodium carbonate is formed and where it is used? So generally we know that by heating sodium carbonate, as we have studied there, Na2CO3 plus H2O plus CO2. By heating sodium bicarbonate or by heating baking soda, we are getting sodium carbonate. Okay. This sodium carbonate, if it reacts with water to give Na2CO3 into 10H2O, that is a recrystallization of sodium carbonate, which is washing soda. Now why it is called washing soda? Because it is used in removing dirt from the clothes, from surfaces. It's used in removing dirt from the surface, so that's why it is also called washing soda. So how it is prepared? By heating sodium bicarbonate, we will get sodium carbonate, and by reacting it with water, it will give us Na2CO3, means sodium carbonate, into deca, means 10H2O, so that is decahydrate of sodium carbonate. This is also called decahydrate of sodium carbonate, and which is our washing soda. Now let's see where it is used. Now uses of washing soda. It's used for GPS, not in GPS. Your GPS means in preparation of glass, paper and soap. In preparation of glass, paper and soap, this washing soda is used. Also this washing soda is used in preparation of borax, right? In preparation of borax powder, right? The another one, it's used for removing permanent hardness of water. We have studied in earlier standard that the permanent hardness, it comes due to calcium ion and due to magnesium ion. But by adding washing soda into it, the permanent hardness of water is also being removed, and it is also used in detergents. Now what is called detergent? Detergents are substances which remove dirt from the surface without harming the surface, so that is called detergent. So these are the uses of our washing soda, that is Na2CO3, sodium carbonate. As we have studied that how sodium carbonate is prepared from sodium bicarbonate, how we can prepare it. Now one more thing, that how it is in nature. It is alkaline in nature, means it is basic, and as it is base in nature, so what it will do? It will convert red litmus paper into blue, right? It is basic, so it will convert red litmus paper into blue. So this way we have completed our another compound, that is our washing soda. So in this chapter, what we have studied? We have studied that what is called acid, what is called base, and how salts are prepared. We have also understood chemical properties of acid and chemical properties of base. We have also taken a knowledge of what is called pH, and it is between 0 to 14. As it is near to 0, that is acidic. As it is near to 14, so that is more basic. If the pH is 7, so that will be titrate, it will be neutralized, right? It will be not acidic, not basic. Also, we have understood the uses of pH, right, and importance of pH. In importance of pH in different areas, how it is interconnected, how it is synchronized, that we have understood. That importance of pH in animals and plants, importance of pH in digestive system, in soil, in tooth decay, in sting of honeybee, right? So all that, in all that area, how pH is useful, how it is important, that we have studied. After that, we have studied about different compounds, right? Okay, so in last lecture we have studied about NaCl common salt, then NaOH sodium hydroxide, which is basic in nature. Then we have studied about bleaching powder. Then we have studied about POP, plaster of Paris. After that, in today's session we have discussed about sodium carbonate and sodium hydrogen carbonate, right? Here it is that sodium carbonate, and before this we have understood about sodium hydrogen carbonate. So these all topics are we have covered in this whole chapter in particular videos, right? Now all this is very important to study, because your next test of science subject is going to come, and in that science subject test, chapter number 2 we have taken, right? So it's a kindly request to you, and you all are clever, you all are doing it well, so you are going to prepare whole of the chapter, right? A revision video will be also provided, to you, and it will be helpful to you for your test. So hope you have enjoyed the chapter, you have understood the chapter. Your queries, if there is any query, so you can go throughout the videos, right, which is provided to you, and you can list out the queries, and I am sure that if you will do it from the beginning, if you will do it with your consciousness, it is going to get result. So this way we are completing our chapter number 2, that is acid, base and salt. Now we will have our revision video of chapter number 2, acid, base and salt, and after that you are going to appear for your test of chapter number 2, which will be very interesting, because in last test you have done very well and you have scored very well. So hope in this test of chapter number 2 also you are going to do your best to make the chapter easy. It's simple. You can prepare a table for this salts and compounds. You can prepare a table. You can write its common name, then you can write its scientific name, then you can write its preparation. Right? So this way you are able to remember whole of the topic of salts, that which salts or which compounds we have taken, what is scientific name of it, what is scientific formula of it, chemical formula of it, and how it is prepared. So by preparing a one table you can remember it. Importance of pH, how you can memorize the importance of pH? You can simply prepare cards, and you can keep that cards with you, and just by reading that cards you are able to do it. Rest of all, the chemical properties, you have done it very well with the help of pictures, right? You can prepare different type of pictures, and in that picture you can stick one chemical properties, and you will have an interesting journey of this chapter 2, acid, base and salt. Hope you will apply your creativity and you will try to make chapter, already it's easy, but I know that you are too much creative, so you are going to make the chapter very easy and interesting for you, that we all know. So be ready for your test. Thank you.